Hi friends, I have another list video for you today, and this one is going to be about Kickstarter. If you don't know what Kickstarter is, it is one of the biggest crowdfunding websites really ever. Companies or people will post their idea of a product that they want to make. They set a goal for how much money they want to raise, and then people can choose a different tier basically of what they want to receive. I've backed quite a few Kickstarters. I wanted to share with you the best and the worst of the Kickstarters that I have backed. And these all range from makeup products, beauty products, to kitchen products, to organization, like all sorts of stuff. I'm one of those people that gets like really excited when I see Kickstarter campaigns because I love the idea of being able to contribute to something and to like almost be an investor is basically how you need to look at it, is because most of the time when people post things on Kickstarter, they're not products that exist yet. They've created a prototype, they show you the prototype, but what you're basically doing is you are investing in them to give them funding to create this product. I've learned along the way that a lot of the times things don't go as planned, and when you see that estimated delivery date, it does not necessarily mean that's when you're going to get your product. And you might not even get your product at all. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things in this video. So first I want to talk about 5 that I actually love and that I'm super glad that I ended up backing. The first is called the VOLO hair towel. This one's actually one I completely forgot that I backed. I backed it earlier last year, and it's interesting because I backed it before I started my curly girl journey, like with my curly hair. This is important because as I have come into my curly girl journey, I use a microfiber towel every time that I wash my hair to pull out extra water from my hair without leaving it frizzy. It's something that is a huge part of my routine, and the towel that I use more than any is this towel that I got from Kickstarter. It is the softest towel on earth. It soaks up so much water. I've used a lot of microfiber towels where it feels like it gets full really quickly, but with the VOLO hair towel, because of its size and its softness and its just absorbency, it's able to really get all that extra water out of my hair to style my hair the way that I like to style it. What I will do is called micro plopping, where it's basically you put the towel and then you squeeze all the extra water out after you've applied all of your product. I found it works really well for me to give me definition and to give me the curls that I want. And this towel is a huge part of why it works out the way that it does most of the time. Overall, this was just one that was just a flawless Kickstarter in the sense that I was able to become a backer and I got my product pretty much on the timeline. You will see as we keep getting into this video that is definitely not the case all the time. The next one for good Kickstarters is the Korihana knife collection. I hope I'm saying that right. I love kitchen stuff, man. I get like sucked into kitchen gadgets and I just love kitchen stuff. It's a weakness of mine. When I saw these Korihana knives on Kickstarter, I got really excited. My family, my parents, they have really nice knives at their house. They have the brand Shun. They have Shun knives. These knives are insanely expensive. Every single one is over $100 each. Some of them are upwards of $400 each. And I know most people are gonna be like, you've gotta be kidding me, that's insane. And I agreed. Until I actually tried these damn knives. It's like life-changing when you can get a really nice knife. It makes stuff so much easier, and life is better when you have good knives in your kitchen. Cooking is easier, everything is just better. So when I saw these Korihana knives, I got really excited for a couple of reasons. One, because they kind of had that same style as the Shun knives that my parents have, in the sense that they do this like metal folding technique thing that makes the knives look really, really cool. The other reason was because one of the extra things that you could get when the campaign ended was what's it called? Why did I just like completely lose my train of thought? It's a cleaver knife. I don't know why my brain just did not want to remember the name of that for some reason, and that took way too long to find. But anyways, yes. So one of the things they had was a cleaver knife. My parents have one of these. It's huge and terrifying, and you feel like you own the world. The funny thing about this is the majority of the time when I use this badass cleaver knife, you wanna know what I'm doing? I'm cutting a pan of brownies. That's what I'm doing. It's what I use it for, because it has that flat side. Because it's flat, I can cut a pan of brownies like perfectly. It fits perfectly in my 8x8 pan. Badass mom, what up? What up? Overall, I'm really glad that I got these. They are super cool looking knives. So those are fantastic. And I'm really, really glad that I ended up picking those up because they're just really cool. Super cool. Okay, the next one is something that I've talked about a little bit on Twitter, but not a whole lot. And I will say, if you have a MacBook, you need to listen up. This is a complete life changer. Life changer. This is called the Sidewinder. This one I backed early on, quite a few years ago, and it is 100% the best thing that I've ever bought on Kickstarter. I'm gonna say that it's the thing I've used the most. It's the thing that I feel like made the biggest difference. The Sidewinder is something that I've never seen exist anywhere. Apple should pay them a lot of money. What this is it's this really cool contraption where it's able to wind up your MacBook charger and have it be organized and in like this really cute little circle thing. So it's not like a traditional, when you just have the MacBook charger out and it's long and it's like you have to wrap it up in itself. It just makes it look so much nicer. It won't get tangled up in your bag. It won't make it super bulky. I love it. Honestly, I absolutely love it, and I recommend that to so many people. That one they sell on Amazon now. Any of these that they sell on Amazon and stuff, I will link to where you can get them, because they are all, at least the ones that are on the positive side, I believe are all available everywhere. Sidewinder, if you have a MacBook, this is gonna change everything. Change your life, it's awesome. Okay, so the next one is really interesting because I got this. It was two things and I only wanted one of them, and this one thing is amazing. I saw them on Shark Tank after they had been on Kickstarter, and Shark Tank hated them and was like, no dice, go away, because I think it was because they had so many other issues, which sucks. But this is the WISP, Broom, and Dustpan. Like most people, I don't like cleaning, I don't like sweeping, it's gross. But more importantly than that, the worst part about sweeping is having to bend down and like figure out how you hold the dustpan so it doesn't move, and then sweep so that it actually goes into the dustpan and doesn't go underneath it, and all this stuff. The WISP dustpan is like the coolest thing ever, because the way that it's designed, you just put your foot on top of it and it'll stay put, and it stays completely flush with the ground. So you actually are able to stand up, not get on your knees and like have to hold the bottom of the broom and like awkwardly sweep it in there. Put your foot on it, sweep it in like normal. All the dirt and all that stuff goes in there, and it's not leaving a whole bunch of like little bits on the ground. Like, when you sweep, usually you have the dustpan, you sweep, you have to bring it back, sweep again, because there's like that line that doesn't make it into the dustpan. This eliminates that, and it honestly is so cool. The broom that came with it, I don't even think we have it anymore because I really didn't like it. It had these really short bristles and it was like weird. I didn't like that. But the dustpan is super awesome. I've never seen anything like that. I remember right when I saw it on Kickstarter, I was like, this is what I need. I've thought about this. It's good. Next thing is the MOFT laptop stand. This is such a simple little thing. You put on the bottom of your laptop, and all you have to do is just pull it out a little bit, and it makes your laptop be able to kind of sit up at an angle. And this is great, especially if you have like a MacBook. They run really hot. So to be able to do this, you get that airflow, which will help keep your computer cooler, which will make it work better and more efficient. So this is just really nice because it's not like an entire case that you have to add on. It's not this whole like bulkiness that you have to add on. It's just this really simple, really sleek, you never know it was there, little thing you put onto the bottom of the computer, and then you just flip it up and your computer is up at an angle. I really liked that one a lot. The last one I'm going to talk about for the positive ones is something that I can't believe exists, and that is the Trogdor board game. End of last year, saw that this was on there and like lost my shit. I grew up with Homestar Runner. This was my favorite website to go to. I loved seeing the strong bad emails. I like so many of the different Homestar things are like jokes that I still will say, like the system is down, 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 or the cheetah's not dead. I'm so glad the cheetah's not dead. Teen Girl Squad, like there's just a lot. But Trogdor, by far, is the most notable character that has come from Homestar Runner and everything. So when I saw on Kickstarter that they were creating a Trogdor board game, it was basically a no-brainer. This is probably the most I've spent on a board game ever, because it was $60, but I got these extra little characters of the Homestar Runner people. And it just was such a big thing for me. It was just like such a, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this exists. This one I loved for a couple of reasons. The main one being that I remember when I backed it, I think it was in September, August or September of last year, and it said that it wouldn't ship until June or July of this year, 2019. And I remember thinking, oh my God, that's such a long time. I can't believe this. Da, 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 da. But you know what? They shipped that game in July. That game went out early July. I got it like the second week of July, and it's on schedule. But a lot of the ones we're going to talk about next were definitely not on schedule. Because of that, because of what it is, the second I opened it, just this wave of nostalgia, and it's really well made, and that stuff just makes me so happy. And it's Trogdor. I mean, it's freaking Trogdor. All right, so let's talk about some that I backed that were not great. Number one is the Eevee Blender. Eevee Blender was this sponge, this like silicone sponge makeup applicator. It was not a good Kickstarter for personal reasons, but it also took a long time. The colors were not, it didn't look anything like what it originally looked like in the video that they showed. And I feel like they were not very vocal about it. One of the things I think is really important with a good Kickstarter is being very, like, having really good communication with your backers, constantly posting updates, constantly posting where you're at. And I just don't remember that one being especially awesome. I won't even get into the personal reasons of that, but yeah, that might be also why it's on my shit list, because it was just not, you know. Another one I got was called the Everlast Notebook. Now this was campaigned to look like the last notebook you'll ever use, and it's reusable and all this stuff, yada yada. And I got it, and it was basically like a notebook that had one page in it, and it only worked with these specific pens, these Papermate pens that were already erasable pens. So it sort of was like, what did I buy here? Because they made it seem like, oh, I'm someone who always is writing lists down, and this is wasteful with paper, and I won't have to do that anymore. And then it was kind of like, this is not anything special. So that one was a real bummer. The next one is one of the first Kickstarters I ever backed, and it was called Thread Stacks. I was so excited about this, right? So this was these stackable, it was a way to organize your clothes, organize your shirts, and be able to stack them up and easily get ones that were in like the middle shelves. Each piece of clothing was separated by these different kind of shelves, like plastic shelf things, and it made it easy because of magnets for you to pull it up, pull out something in the middle, and put it down. I was really excited about this. The campaign looked amazing. And then the issue was basically that it took about 3 years for them to get the product in, like after the Kickstarter ended, to actually get the product. And if I'm being honest with you, I still haven't even set it up. It's in my closet. It's not set up. I haven't used it because it just, at that point, I completely forgot about it. And then I was like, oh, cool, this came, and then just put it in my closet. So that ended up kind of being a waste of money, although I know I'm going to eventually get it installed, and then maybe it will be awesome. But I feel like in the time period that it took for this Kickstarter to launch and for me to receive it, the KonMari method became really popular, and just different ways to actually fold your clothes so that you could see everything and not have them like stacked upwards, but have them more horizontal, that are not so bulky. Next is the most portable tripod ever. I backed this in early 2017, and it still seems like there is no end in sight. I still don't have it, and they seem like they have a new problem every other day. This is one of those campaigns where, I mean, it's one of the risks with Kickstarters is that you don't know. A lot of the times these companies, these people get overly ambitious, and they are like, all right, 3 months, we'll have it in your hand. And then, of course, something's gonna go wrong. A lot of the times they're manufacturing this stuff in freaking China or like far away where they don't have immediate access to it, and it's a lot of shipping each different mold back and forth, which takes a lot of time. So a lot of the times there's a lot of delays, and this is a very big example of that. The last one I'm going to talk about today is actually, I just saw they have another campaign on Kickstarter right now. It is fully funded. It's got a lot of funding, and I understand why, but this is a big, huge regret for me, especially because I did not realize how much money I spent on it. So this is called HiLashes, right? And so what it is they are magnetic lashes. They are described as being the last lashes you'll ever need. And honestly, I still can't believe how much I spent on it. So they're even more expensive on their new campaign that's going on, but I spent $83 for 2 pairs of lashes. I don't know, man, the video, everything sold it so well, and then I get it and I like cannot figure it out for the life of me. So basically the way that it works is the top of this is magnetic and the bottom holds this special applicator that has magnets on either side. What you're supposed to do is put the top lash on the top part of the applicator, the bottom lash is on either side, and then you just boop, and they're supposed to stick and stay on your eyes. Every time that I've tried to do this, it's just a gigantic failure and it looks dumb, and I don't know, man. We'll try it right now. I also, the bigger part of it is that because these are so small, if you ever take these off anywhere but where the box is, you'll lose them, like I did. I lost one of the bottom left lashes, so I can't put on one of my eyes. Oh, that's what's so hard about it. That's the hard part. You have to put it in backwards, which is hard and awkward. And then a lot of the times it wants to stick to the bottom lash. Oh, nope, and I put them all in backwards. Ugh, see? Okay, let's see if I can get them on. In the time that I'm doing this right now, I could have had both lashes with glue on my eyes. And I just dropped one of the tiny little pieces into the abyss of my floor. Okay, well, you get where I'm going with this then, because I just dropped another one. I honestly don't even know where it is. I cannot see it at all. Oh my gosh, that is actually really funny. I don't know where it is. As I'm showing it, I lose one of the pieces. And it's so small. I mean, like, my floor is not even dirty where it fell. I've got my flashlight on my phone, and I don't see it. Well, if that didn't sell why this is dumb. Yeah, so the time it takes to actually get it in this thing, it takes way longer than just applying lashes. You easily can lose the shit that you paid $40 for. And the new one I saw was like, it was like, I think $110 for 2 pairs. So, I don't know, man. I just feel like I got ripped off, and now I've lost 2 of the stupid little things, and they won't stay on unless you have the little things. So cool. So that's my list of hits and shits, essentially. The 5 good and the 5 bad Kickstarters that I have backed. If you've ever backed anything on Kickstarter, let me know what it was, how it went, if it was successful, and I will talk to you soon. She's gonna jump right off.